Rumpelstiltskin has gathered up the Queens of Darkness. Cruella de Vil, who is so psychotic that she killed her mother in cold blood. She has no redeeming qualities. She is a horrible person, no ounce of good inside her. And Ursula, who who, yes, is evil, but her origin story, she became evil because she was betrayed. She was betrayed, and her singing voice was stolen, which is the one thing she has to remember her mother by. And finally, Maleficent, who is newly resurrected. They arrive in Storybrooke, find a way to get Rumple back into Storybrooke, and and they revive Maleficent, and they are working together. In order to find the author and make it so villains get their happy endings. And they do. They find the author, and he's working with them now. But he doesn't have the ink necessary in order for him to change the world in that drastic of a manner. He would need the blood of he would need the dark blood of the Savior. But seeing as how Emma is not evil, they have to turn the Savior dark. They have to turn Emma into a bad guy. That doesn't seem to be possible. All the while, Regina finds out that it's not just them that are working together. It's not just the four of them. There is a fifth player in this. The Wicked Witch. She's back. But she is actually with Robin Hood. The Maiden Marian has been dead the whole time. It's the Wicked Witch who has been pretending to be the Maiden Marian. So, Regina leaves Storybrooke. Regina leaves Storybrooke with Emma in order to go find Robin Hood. They do. They find Robin Hood, and they find out that the Wicked Witch is pregnant. So they take her back as well. They lock her up. And Regina and Robin Hood are finally together. They are finally able to be together. And Hook and Emma end up working together in order to get Ursula's singing voice back. Ursula gets her singing voice back. She meets her father again, and she turns good. And she leaves. Maleficent, it turns out, wants her daughter back. Maleficent has a daughter? Yes. You see her quite often throughout the series. Her name is Lily. She is a childhood friend of Emma's. So this is something that has been building up since Season 1, because you do get to see Lily quite a few times in Season 1. So this has been building up from the beginning. And so they go to find they go to find Lily. They do. They find Lily. She gets taken back to Storybrooke, and she gets reunited with her mother. Her mother turns good. Maleficent, mistress of all evil, is now a good guy. Possibly. We might get to see her destroy some stuff in Season 5. Hopefully, maybe. I hope. I don't know. But it seems now it's just Cruella and Rumple. The other three were all taken out. Well, make that just Rumple, because Cruella ends up taking Henry hostage and is holding a gun to his head and is about to shoot him when Emma shows up and blasts her off a cliff. Cruella dies as soon as she hits the bottom. So, Cruella is dead. And, then Regina gets the author and uses the blood of Lily instead of Emma. Now, why would you do this? Because back in the Enchanted Forest, when they just recently found out about when Snow and Charming had just recently found out about Snow being pregnant. They found out that their daughter would be born with just as much darkness in her as light. And so in order to extract that darkness from her, they asked for the help of the Wizard's Apprentice. He agrees to help them as long as they get a vessel to place all that darkness into. They chose the egg of Maleficent, which held Lily inside. So all of Emma's darkness gets extracted from her and placed inside Lily. And then the Sorcerer's Apprentice, he decides to send the egg to our world because it is too dangerous to have something with that powerful magical darkness roam the Enchanted Forest. It is too dangerous. So he decides to send it somewhere where there is no magic, where she won't be able to do any harm. So Snow and Charming are the reason why Maleficent was separated from her child. And so that means the darkness that was inside Emma is now inside Lily. So Lily could also do this. Could also have the same effect on the ink that Emma would, if Emma had turned dark. And the ink does work. The ink created from Lily's blood does work. But then the author betrays Regina and goes to where Rumpelstiltskin is, who is dying, because all the years of doing dark deeds have taken their toll on him. They've taken their toll on his heart. There is but one small glimmer of life left in his heart, and if that goes out, his life will end. That is the reason why he tried to separate himself from the dagger, so that his heart would not darken any further. That is why he wanted to. That is the other reason why he wanted to come to this world, a world without magic, so that his heart would not continue to darken. everything in the series has led up to this. All 4 seasons it's led up to this moment, Rumpelstiltskin's endgame. And he wins. Rumpelstiltskin wins. The story has changed, the world has changed, and everyone from the Enchanted Forest gets trapped inside him. It gets trapped inside the author's storybook. Except for Henry, who finds the author, gets both him and the author stuck inside the storybook as well, and then has 24 hours. Has 24 hours in order to save everybody. Otherwise, the effects will become permanent, and everybody will be trapped inside this book forever. He of course does manage to save. He of course does manage to save everybody with the help of by enlisting the help of both Regina. By enlisting the help of Regina, Hook, and Emma. He gathers the 3 of them together, and the 4 of them all work together in order to in order to finally stop the ending of the book from happening. The ending of the book is the marriage between Robin Hood and the Wicked Witch. They have to stop that wedding. It's the only way to save everybody. They do. They save everyone. But at the cost of Regina getting stabbed. She gets run right through, and she lies there, dying. And then Henry uses Regina's blood, that picks up the author's pen, and uses Regina's blood in order to write a sentence inside the storybook, saying that with Regina's noble sacrifice, the curse of the previous author was undone, and everyone was sent back to Storybrooke. Henry has become the new author. Not even the new author, the one true author, the one that the sorcerer and his apprentice had been looking for years. Henry is the true author, the one who can decide how the story will go, how it will end, what characters will be introduced, what characters will die. He controls everything. The entire world is his to command. But he doesn't think that anyone should have that much power. So he promises to never use it, to never use that power. And he even destroys the pen of the writer, the pen of the author. He destroys it. He breaks it, never to write. So that, and by doing so, by breaking the pen, the magic that controls everyone and their fates is broken. Everyone can now decide how their stories will end. They decide how their stories end. Not an author. Not anymore. So now, villains can have their happy endings if they only choose. It's a wonderful ending, or it would be. The apprentice decides to save Rumpelstiltskin's life. He extracts the darkness from Rumpelstiltskin, but he himself gets knocked out and sent into something like a coma. The darkness is roaming free now, and it will consume and destroy everything in its wake, unless someone takes it on and becomes the new Dark One. Regina is about to do so. Emma stops her and tells her, "You have fought way too hard and way too long for your happy ending. I'm not going to let you give it up now. She turns to Hook and tells him that she loves him, and then goes and grabs the dagger the dagger, which no longer says Rumpelstiltskin on it. The dagger has all the darkness swirling around it. She grabs it, the darkness flows into her, and at the end, she disappears. The dagger falls to the ground. It's the only thing she leaves behind, with writing on it, Emma Swan. The new Dark One, the Dark Swan, is coming. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.